Have you ever reached a point where you felt like you had nothing left? You prayed, you believed, you waited, yet nothing seemed to change. If that's where you are today, I want to share my story with you. Not because my life is perfect, but because it proves that God is faithful even when we don't understand what He's doing. There was a season in my life when everything felt like it was falling apart. I smiled around family and friends because I didn't want anyone to worry. I laughed at conversations. I posted on social media. I said, I'm okay. But every night when I was finally alone, I cried. There were tears no one ever saw. There were prayers no one ever heard. There were battles I fought in silence. Every morning I woke up carrying anxiety. Every evening I went to bed wondering if tomorrow would finally be different. I kept asking God, Lord, when will my breakthrough come? Have you forgotten about me? Am I praying the wrong prayers? The hardest part wasn't the struggle. The hardest part was waiting. Waiting without answers. Waiting without knowing when things would change. Waiting while watching everyone else's lives seem to move forward. People around me were getting promoted, starting families, buying homes, receiving blessings. Meanwhile, I felt stuck. I began comparing my life to everyone else's. I wondered why God seemed to answer their prayers, but not mine. Slowly, disappointment turned into doubt. Not because I stopped believing in God, but because I couldn't understand His timing. There were moments when I opened my Bible and couldn't focus. Moments when my prayers became nothing more than tears. Moments when all I could say was, Lord, please help me. And somehow, that was enough. Because even when I had no words, God still understood my heart. One day, during one of the darkest seasons of my life, I came across a simple reminder. Faith isn't believing that God will do exactly what you want. Faith is trusting that whatever God does will always be for your good. That truth changed everything. I realized I had been asking God to change my circumstances, but God wanted to change me first. He was teaching me patience. He was teaching me humility. He was teaching me complete dependence on Him. He wasn't punishing me. He was preparing me. And preparation often feels uncomfortable. Gold goes through fire before it shines. Seeds stay hidden underground before they grow. Even Jesus spent time in the wilderness before beginning His ministry. Why should I expect my journey to be different? So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? I started praying, Lord, help me become who you created me to be. Something amazing happened. My circumstances didn't change overnight. The problems were still there. The bills still needed to be paid. The uncertainty remained. But my heart changed. For the first time in a long time, I felt peace. Not because life became easy, but because I finally trusted the one who holds my future. I stopped trying to control everything. I surrendered, and that's where real freedom began. Looking back today, I can finally see what God was doing all along. The opportunities I cried over losing were never meant for me. The relationships that ended protected me from greater heartbreak. The doors that remained closed kept me from walking into places where I didn't belong. The delays that frustrated me were actually moments God used to prepare me for something better. God wasn't saying no. Sometimes He was saying, not yet. Other times He was saying, I have something greater. And many times He was simply saying, trust me. Today, my life still isn't perfect. I still have struggles. I still experience disappointment. I still face uncertainty. But one thing has completely changed. I no longer panic the way I used to. Because I've seen God's faithfulness too many times, I've watched him provide when I didn't know where help would come from. I've watched him open doors no person could open. I've watched him comfort me when nothing else could. I've watched him answer prayers I had already stopped praying. Looking back, I realized something beautiful. God was never late. He was always right on time, not according to my schedule, according to his perfect plan. If you're watching this today and you're losing hope, please don't stop praying. Don't stop believing. Don't measure God's love by your current circumstances. Just because you can't see him working doesn't mean he isn't. The sun is still shining even when clouds cover the sky. In the same way, God is still working even when all you can see is darkness. Your waiting has purpose. Your pain has purpose. Your tears have purpose. Nothing you've gone through is wasted in God's hands. One day, you'll look back and realize that the season you wanted to escape became the testimony that strengthened your faith the most. So today, I simply want to leave you with this. If God has carried you this far, he won't abandon you now. Keep praying when you don't feel like praying. Keep worshiping when life hurts. Keep trusting when nothing makes sense. Because the God who writes miracles is still writing your story. And your greatest testimony may be closer than you think. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Romans chapter 8, verse 28.